You do not need to tell me why. Specific to the case in Minnesota, but you can apply this to pretty much anything where minorities are stereotyped, where black people, Hispanic people, non-white people, non-Christian people are stereotyped. You do not need to explain why these people are stereotyped by Christians, and I should say far right-wing Christian nationalists, fascists, MAGA, white supremacists, white nationalists, the alt-right. I mean, that's basically what they are. Far right-wingers, fascists. You do not need to explain to me why they think it's okay to racially profile and stereotype these people. It is racism. They do not understand the definitions of this shit, but they think it's okay because they heard, Somalis were committing fraud in Minnesota, so we need to send ICE there to tackle fraud. One, dumbasses, that's not what ICE does. Even if ICE did exactly what they were created to do, that's not what they do. Secondly, y'all don't give a fuck about fraud. Trump just did a $500 million deal with an ultra-wealthy Emirati. He has a crypto scam currency bill, and I call it crypto scam currency bill instead of crypto bill because that's not a crypto bill, it's crypto scam. He ripped off too many people to count, mostly his base because they're fucking idiots. And I mean, we could go into everything he did in the first term too, but that's just a couple things. We could talk about the golf tournaments, all the payments he's received from Saudi Arabia, all the hotel expenses that we, the taxpayers, paid for when foreign governments stayed at his hotels. They will excuse fraud in any fucking form. They literally gutted the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, the CFPB. If you don't know what that is, they returned $20 billion in 15 years since it was created by Elizabeth Warren and Democrats to go after banks and corporations defrauding people like you and me. They gutted that in the past year. They ceased its operations to go after banks and corporations defrauding people and giving them junk fees and doing things like making you sign up for extra fraud protection and then not actually doing anything to offer extra fraud protection. So it's not about fraud, it's racism. I just had this conversation with somebody where they said, well, they got to go after fraud. Okay, that would not be ICE doing that. That would not mean going after people and deporting them. That would mean going after people and arresting them. That would mean proving they committed fraud. They're not doing that. So this specific person goes, well, what are the Minnesotans going to protest for now? I'm like, they could protest in unity, in unity with the country now that ICE is leaving their state. I'm sure they're still going to face a lot of issues from the federal government. I'm sure ICE will still infringe on their rights to some extent. They're not going to be there in mass droves, though, in giant numbers like we've been seeing. But yeah, they can still protest the fact that Kristi Noem and the federal government blocked cooperation with the state to investigate Jonathan Ross, the man who shot Renee Nicole Good. They're blocking cooperation. They're blocking the state from cooperating, or they're not cooperating with the state involving that murder and the investigation of Alex Preddy's murder. The two agents that murdered him, one of them, or I guess both of them, total shot him 10 times. They're not talking about this shit. Conservatives are not talking about this shit because they know they're on the losing side of this argument, no matter what. This specific person I spoke to about this hadn't said shit about Minnesota in about 2 weeks until fat ass slur his words Homan decided we're gonna withdraw. Yeah, he ain't talking about why they're withdrawing either. He just wants to say, he wants to mock and be like, I wonder what they're gonna protest now. An entire fucking state basically is protesting a government agency, and a conservative is asking why instead of standing with them. That says it all right there. But like I said, to begin with, he goes, well, no, they got to go after Somalis for fraud. No, they have to go after people for fraud. Being Somali is not a fucking crime. It's not probable cause. It does not mean you get to deport them automatically. That's the dumbest fucking shit in the world, and I call them out on being racist for it.